Good evening, everybody. My name is Sarah Westhead, and I am the leader at GEG Bermuda. And we are excited that you are here for our launch party. I'm hoping some other people will be popping in shortly, but hopefully we have a lot of fun stuff for you tonight. I know people will be slowly joining the group over the next little bit. And just to give you an update on who I am, let's see, get this thing out of the way. I am the certified Google trainer here in Bermuda. I am the GEG Bermuda leader. I am also a school librarian and English teacher at the Whitney Institute Middle School here in Bermuda. And I am, hi guys, I'm loving seeing this. This is so cool. And you excuse me, because this is the first time I'm doing this live on YouTube. So yes, Bermuda is a tiny, tiny little speck of dust in the middle of the Atlantic, about 700 miles off North Carolina. And we have the most gorgeous coral reefs. Yes, librarian, love my books, love getting kids into books and literature. I also absolutely love getting them involved in technology and equipping them with the skills that they need to become, but basically lifelong learners. That's my big goal. Hello, welcome everybody as you keep moving in. Yeah, lifelong learning is what I love. So our plan for tonight, a little bit of a welcome to begin with. We are in intros. We're going to look at a little preview of how to use Jamboard. I know a lot of teachers, especially those who are doing remote learning, it's super beneficial for them, but it's something that can even be used in the classroom. So we're going to look a little bit at that. We're even going to let you all have a play with it. I have some giveaways. So if you are a Bermuda teacher, make sure you put your name in the chat. Your name is going to go down. I have some really, really cool prizes. We've got our cool Google water bottles and notebooks and stuff like that. And then my grand prize for the tonight, which will be done at the end of the night, is a seat in our next boot camp. Or if you've already completed boot camp, already have your level 1 boot camp, I will arrange one-on-one training sessions with you. We are also going to be looking at how to create Bitmoji digital stickers. It's huge, all the rage right now, can be used in Google Slides and Google Docs. So we're going to be doing some app smashing this evening. And then we'll open it up for some Q&A so that you can ask questions. Boot camp. Yes. I've done a few boot camps so far and everybody loves them. So hopefully we'll have some good fun tonight. All right, so what is Jamboard? Let's get started on Jamboard. Jamboard is essentially a virtual whiteboard and collaborative learning space. What does it do? Hi, Kenilyn, welcome. Writing, you can use it for writing and text. You can use it for drawing, for sticky notes, shapes, images, laser pointers. All kinds of wonderful things. But what is really, really cool is that everybody can log in at the same time. Yes, you can have all your students logging in at the same time. And so that's really, really cool. So let's head on over. The link should be being put in the chat for you guys so that you can connect. And we're going to head over to the Jamboard. Let me just stop sharing real quick and bring it back in to Jamboard. And this is what Jamboard looks like. So feel free, jump in on the link. And what is so cool about this is that you can do your writing. Hey, you can do your writing. You can erase if you need to. Do your erasing. We can add sticky notes. Save. It sticks down. Let's cancel that. And you can move these things around. You can even add images, whether it's from a computer. You can do a Google image search. You can do your Google Drive from your photos, whatever you are looking for. So add your pictures. There we go. There's Horseshoe Bay here in Bermuda, probably one of the most popular beaches in the world. And you have all kinds of great tools. If you're a teacher and you're using it, yes, you can write on this. This is what is so cool. So I have our laser pointer there. But what is cool is that if you are using this in the classroom, you may have your first Jamboard page where you've got your instructions on it for your students, but you can add extra pages. So you can say page 2, okay, I want Johnny and Sarah and Mark on page 2. I want Mel, and I want Judith, and I want Kenilyn on page 3. And they can start collaborating live right in the classroom. So I want you all, feel free to start drawing on the pages.
Just popping in here. Hey, Sarah, just popping in. It looks like it is set to view only right now.
All right, let me fix that. I don't know why, because I had set it. I had set it, but there we go. Now you should be able to play on it now. So feel free. You can drop in. You should be able to draw and play. You can't.
It's
still not.
I think they'll have to hit reload because I was able to.
All right. Okay. So if you hit the refresh button on your browser, if you're on Google Chrome, it's that little circle with an arrow. Then it should work. So you can go to page 2 if you wish. You can go to page 3. There we go. And so this is so awesome, I think, because it allows you to really allow students to interact with each other and collaborate and think. This is an awesome tool for student planning. If they are, if they've got I'm an English teacher, so I think about planning and how we're writing our stories. It could be a way for them to take notes when they're in the classroom, thinking visually as opposed to always writing things down in words. So it can really make things super easy for your kids so that they're thinking in multiple ways. Here we've got England coming through. We have reps from GEG Global. We have from the States, from GEG UK. It's really, really awesome to have so many people here tonight. There's Callie. Hi from Colombia. What is also cool is that you can, if you're let's see, it's not. Let's get this out of here. So I'm using my little arrow. If I need to move things around as the owner, I can do that. In fact, anybody can move stuff around on the page. I am notorious for liking things a little askew because nobody puts anything perfect. So we can move things around as needed, tidy it up. I'm going to switch to a page. So there we go. We've got more doodling and more playing going on. Panda bones. There we go. So we have page 3. Nobody's on page 3 at the moment. So just think about how much fun you can have, your kids are going to have with this. Now, I would imagine the first time you're introducing your students to this, you're probably going to want to let them just play with it because that's what they're going to want to do. But you let them play with it, get them introduced to it, and then you can begin using it in class, whether you are live on, if you're teaching remotely or if you're teaching in the classroom. And I am loving this. So does anybody have any questions about how Google Jamboard works?
For fun, could you show auto draw?
Auto draw? Oh gosh, I'm having a moment. I'm having a senior moment, Rick. I can't even remember how to do it at the moment.
I think I asked you and then I realized I don't remember how to do it either.
I've done it once. It's been a while.
Yeah, is it something to do with the pen? No,
I can't remember.
That just gives you brush. Ooh, is it only on the iPad?
It might be on the iPad. It might be on the iPad.
There is no auto draw. Mel just threw that in the chat.
Okay.
Never mind. Auto draw is
only on the app. That's probably why I rarely use it and don't remember, because I'm always on my desktop. I'm good old fashioned that way. I like my giant screen. I like my mouse. I like my keyboard.
Same.
I type faster than I can handwrite. So yeah, only on the mobile app. So thanks so much. Or on a Chromebook. Yeah. So I guess on the Chromebook, it would be super great if you have, especially if you have a 2-in-1 where you have a touchpad screen. That would just be, I guess, awesome, mixing all that together. But there we go.
Cool. I'm out.
All right. Thanks. So we've got lots of Google's doodling going on. I hope you're enjoying this. So make sure, if you are from Bermuda, make sure your name is, you've posted in the chat, and that I see that you're in Bermuda, because our prizes will be are actually set up for our Bermuda people tonight. It's a little hard, especially in this day and age, to get things outside of Bermuda at the moment. But I hope you're enjoying this. This is super fun. I know every time I have teachers playing with Jamboard, they're like, whoa, I love this. All righty then. So I am going to stop sharing that screen now. You're going to see my big old face right now. I'm going to close that window. Notorious for having way too many things open at the same time. And so I think we only, at this point, do we have this? I think we might only have 2 people from Bermuda at the moment. Is that correct?
Near as I can tell from the chat.
All right. Check on page 3. I just closed that window, so give me a sec. All right, sharing that. And let me head back to Jamboard on my computer so I can just see, check on page 3. What does page 3 say? Oh, I don't see anything on page 3. Anyway, there we go. We have our people. So I have 2 people so far. And let's see, our first prize is actually going to be a water bottle. So a lovely Google water bottle. Oh,
nice.
There we go. Took advantage of the end of summer sales. And so we have blue and we have red. If you see me leaning back, it's just getting them out of the box. So our first, hi, Leslie from Australia. I was supposed to come your way this summer and it got messed up. My trip to Australia got messed up this summer. I was not happy. All righty then. So our first prize winner is Judith. Congratulations. You are the winner of a Google water bottle. Okay. So Judith, you're just going to have to tell me which color you would prefer. Blue or red?
She can just throw that in the chat here in a second.
Throw it in the chat. And Justin from Bermuda. Okay, so we have to add Justin from Bermuda in there too. And he'll be coming up. So the next prize, we are going to do a notebook. It's just a little basic notebook, but it has a pretty cool pen with the stylus on it. Really handy for notes. And so let's have a look. I'm just spinning the wheel, which is off camera. It really is a wheel here. And Kennelyn, you have won a notebook. All right. So I definitely know where to find Judith because she's down the hallway from me. Catalan, I know where to find you as well, so we'll get you sorted. And I'm going to save the pens for a little bit. Not that I, not that I don't want to give you something cool, Justin, but you know, we'll just I'm going to save that on for a little bit. And there we go. Because we have prizes, lots of prizes, and all sorts of great stuff. All righty then. So the next thing I wanted to show you about is something called app smashing. You may have heard that term. You may not have heard that term in the past. But app smashing is basically taking different applications, and blending them together to do even greater things than they could do when they were apart. Would you agree, Rick?
Absolutely. It's what one thing can't do, you can do with all the others. You combine them together. Super great.
So Google Drawings, Google Keep, and Bitmoji. Okay, Bitmoji totally took the world by storm under the lockdown because it gave teachers an opportunity to at least give a cartoon version of themselves to their students when we were doing remote learning. I had so many people asking me about how do you use Bitmoji? How do you use Bitmoji? So I'm just going to go through the steps real quick before I actually show you and make a sticker for you. So let's get started. So the first thing you need is the Bitmoji app. You need to put it on your phone, okay? I have it on my computer as well. You can access it online. You can log in online, but you do not really have the option to create your persona unless you're on your phone. I would love for them to change that. I'm old and I'm blind, so using my tiny little cell phone is not my best, it's not my favorite. But you download that app, you create and personalize your Bitmoji character, and then the next thing is you need to make sure that you add the Bitmoji extension to your Google Chrome browser. So you just head to the Chrome Web Store. You can just do a little search, find Bitmoji, and you can install it right there. It's super, super easy. It's then going to appear in the at the top of your browser, right next to the Omnibar. For those of you who don't know what the Omnibar is, that's where you type your web addresses. So that's the first thing. You have to get Bitmoji set up. All right. The second thing is you need to go into Google Drawings. Create your sticker, insert your Bitmoji character, and then download it to your computer as a PNG. Why a PNG? It's because it has no background. So unless you want a white background, then save it as a JPEG. But otherwise, a PNG is going to give it that nice, clean background, which means you can have shaped stickers. You don't have to have square stickers. And then next, you open Google Keep. You save it into Google Keep. And then finally, you can just drag and drop it into your whether you're using a Google Slides, Google Docs, and of course, Google Slides are a great way to make an interactive notebook for your students. You can put everything in there, hyperlink stuff. You've got the videos right there on the screen in one spot. So let's head on over. Oops, too many buttons. I'm going to stop sharing. And we are going to go to Google Drawings.
So did you create a Bitmoji class yourself?
I did a little bit. So I used it for some things, but it was more kind of a, just putting my face on stuff as opposed to actually creating the full classroom. But I did help a lot of other people make their own Bitmoji classrooms and hyperlinking and stuff like that. So here we go. We are in Google Drawings. Google Drawings is actually accessible right from Google Docs as well. So if you are working in Google Docs and your kids need to make a diagram or something, they can just insert Google Drawings and go from there. But we're in a Google Drawings itself. And the first thing we're going to do is go to page setup and change it to custom. I recommend at the largest is going by 4 by 4 inches at the absolute largest. I find I have a little bit more control over the size and being able to see and getting things moved into the exact right spot that I want. Some people go a little bit smaller, but it doesn't really matter. You just don't want anything too big. So there we go. We have our 4x4 screen. And you're going to see me drag and drop a character from my Bitmoji screen. So she's gonna just magically appear to you because I literally have opened up Bitmoji in my browser and dragged and dropped it to the screen. So there we go, nice and big. What I also do is I double click it and bring these borders down a little closer to the actual image because it just kind of gets in the way if you have it way too big. So we're taking advantage of that shadow. And so there we go. I can shrink it down a bit if I want. So I'm just going to stick that to the side for a moment. The next thing is I'm going to add a shape. Let's go with a rounded corner square. I am holding the shift key down to make sure that I keep it perfectly square. I can right click it and center on page horizontally and vertically. If that helps you to stay a little bit more even, we can change our color. Let's see. Let's go with something a little bit more custom. And actually, no, let's go with a nice Bermuda pink. For those of you who are not in Bermuda, our buses are pink and blue to match our pink sands and blue water.
Cool.
Yeah, we actually have pink sand. It's super, super cool. So I'm going to give this a nice thick border, actually, so that it stands out a little bit more. Obviously not too thick. And there we go. Let's move her to the front. I'm right-clicking again. I can go to order and bring her right to the front and add her in. And let's make her a little bit bigger and turn her just a tad. Bring her around in the corner. We have the text box here. We can add some text. Yes, it's a good old shift. So awesome sauce. Change my font. I am kind of a fan of the cherry cream soda and spicy rice, and I put almost everything I do for my kids in Railway. I think it's a nice, easy font for students to see. Let's make it nice and big. And there we go.
I've never seen spicy rice before. I like it.
I think this is a really cool font. It's a nice weighted font. So it has the weighting at the bottom, which means that kids who with reading challenges like dyslexia, it's probably going to be a little bit easier for them to read. But it's a playful, fun font at the same time. So let's change this color up. We're going to make it match the, yeah, make it match that. And you know what? Let's make this even bigger. And there we go. Let's move me down just a tad, and let's move the awesome sauce up. So there we go. We've got our sticker there. Super simple. And you can be as fancy or as simple as you want. If you don't want Bitmojis, that's fine. Then, you know, we use standard space grading here in Bermuda. So I have a stack load of my 3.0, my 4.0 stickers so that when students do an assignment, I can just drop their grade using a sticker onto their page. So I'm going to save it so that I keep it in my drive and I can find it again. And we're going to go to File, and we're going to download. And you can see you have choices, PDF, JPEG, PNG. That .png is the one that you want. And it's going, you can't see it. I'm saving it to my desktop because I'm just showing you the screen. You don't need to see my very messy desktop. So there we go. I have my sticker. I've saved it to my desktop. And we're going to stop sharing real quick. And I am going to go into Google Keep. Most people think of Google Keep as just a good place for keeping Post-it notes for themselves. But as you can see, I've got a stack load of stickers here. We're going to take a note. We're just literally going to click on the new note with an image. And it's going to pop up. You can't see this. It's popping up. And I am adding a note. I'm uploading the sticker right there, and it's saved. All I have to do is click close, and it's now in my Google Keep. Super, super simple. All right, so let's head back to. I'm going to stop. You're going to see the whole screen this time of
Cool.
Google Slides. All right. So there we go. So I am in the editing mode of Google Slides. So I have that nice big white border around me. And you're going to see along the right side, there are a bunch of icons. We have Google Calendar, we have Google Keep, and then we have Google Tasks. So this is how easy it is. I simply click on Google Keep. My stickers are all there, and I just drag and drop it.
So cool.
It is so easy. So there we go. We have our awesome sauce sticker. You can see here, my student does, they've blown me out of the water. They got their 4.0 on the 3.0, on the scale. I can just drag and drop, and I can show them that they made a 4.0 on that assignment, that they are not only meeting the expectations, but they're exceeding them. So it is so, so easy. Anything that you want to be adding to students' work, just straight up that way.
Very cool.
Yeah. And the kids love it. Even the teenagers love it. So everyone
likes stickers.
Everyone likes stickers. So yeah, they don't have to have Bitmojis on all of them. I have a unit that I've developed on information literacy. So this is one of the stickers from that. I'm Internet Awesome. And just think about it. And of course, like I said, I like things askew. So when I stick it down on the page, you can shrink them down as you need, if you need them smaller. And I always twist them around a little bit, because nobody sticks a sticker down straight. It's just unrealistic. So we just twist them around a little bit and go from there. All right. So does anybody have any questions in regards to how to use Google, make stickers and App Smash? You've learned a new word tonight, App Smash.
It takes a few seconds for it to show up on our end, but
so we're just looking. Students absolutely love the stickers. I do have my phone open so I can see it on YouTube as well. So if you see me looking down, that is why. So I see Nikisha. Nikisha, I'm adding you to my list so that you are getting on that, because I know you are here. Patrice, are you here as well, or are you elsewhere?
Yep, Patrice is here.
No, I meant in Bermuda.
Oh, that's a great question.
I recognize your name. That's why. That's one thing I can tell you, Rick, about Bermuda. Yes, Patrice is from Bermuda. I thought so. That's for those of you who are not in Bermuda. That is something, you kind of get to know everybody, at least their names, because usually at least once a year, all of Bermuda's public school educators are in one spot for a whole day.
That's cool.
So you normally have our union conference, which would be coming up next week. And so we see everybody, and you're like, yes, of course I know who, but what school, what? So there's, hundreds of teachers milling around, talking and learning together and figuring out the best ways to advance their teaching practices in one place. So it's super, super cool.
That is really cool. I'm really envious. That doesn't happen around here very often.
No, I can imagine. I know. So we're just going to switch. Oops. Let's go back to presenting. So you're not seeing my whole thing there. And so we're going to open it up for some Q&A. If you have any questions, hey, Jonathan, welcome. I'm glad you finally made it in. Jonathan and I were chatting just a couple of nights ago about trying to launch a GEG in Barbados.
Ooh, you have to.
Yes.
You've been called out. It has to happen.
Jonathan, he says it's going to happen. We just got to get everything sorted. So definitely getting that sorted. So yeah. So yeah, pop your questions in the chat and we will see. You know, obviously it takes a second to see on the screen.
The question is, what is that a photo of in the Q&A?
That is Bermuda.
There you go.
That is Bermuda. From up above. Bermuda is literally in the shape of a fishhook, which is so apropos, considering, you know, we're surrounded by water. And we are all of about 21 square miles. Never mind that it still takes me 40 to 45 minutes to commute to school every day.
It happens.
I do have to make another stop on the way. I have to take my younger son to school on the way. But yeah, that is Bermuda. Mm-hmm. So if you hit North Carolina and the Outer Banks and you head due east, you'll run into us. In fact, for those of you, I got raised by a computer geek and I got raised by a history nerd, all in the same person. Bermuda is actually was the reason why the Jamestown colony survived in Virginia. Really. In fact, the Jamestown colony is why Bermuda was essentially founded. There was ships leaving from Plymouth, heading to Jamestown with supplies and new people coming to the new world, new immigrants. And there was a hurricane, and one of the ships, the main ship in that group, the Sea Venture, crash landed on the western end of Bermuda. Sorry, the eastern end of Bermuda. I'm getting my head backwards a little bit. And they were here for a little over a year. They built houses. They built 2 more ships, the Patience and the Deliverance, loaded with supplies. They found wild pigs living here from all the other people that had shipwrecked on the island in the past, claimed the island for Britain, and sailed off to the New World and found everybody was starving. Yeah. So those pigs came in handy. So yes, you can save what is on the Jamboard. What is really, really cool is that you can save it. You can download the pages as a JPEG. If you needed to reprint them so that the students can stick them in their notebooks, you can do all that. You just go into Jamboard and you will see all of your Jamboards that you've ever created will just be sitting there. All the work that the students have done will be there. So you can download it and save it as PDFs or JPEGs and use it as their notes, as documentation, evidence of their learning, etc. So yes, Shanna, we'd love, what's my favorite ed tech tool? Probably Google Slides, actually. I love slides. I like to tell people that Google Slides is PowerPoint on speed. Mm-hmm. I was in an ed tech conference over the summer, and someone was showing you how to, I think it was do digital notebooks in Google Slides, but you kept making stuff in PowerPoint and uploading it. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're wasting so much time and energy. I love the fact that, when I do my slide presentations for my classes, and of course I can't hand out so much stuff anymore. So I have everything up on the board. I don't have to worry, that is the link to the video going to work? It's there and it plays straight up, no problems. So there's that. There's the joy of that you can create the notebooks with them. So much interaction. It doesn't matter the student's age. You can create digital manipulatives with it. Drag and drop activities, matching activities. Students can do our lines. There's so much that you can do with it that it just makes, I think it's just one of the coolest things out there.
Swiss Army knife of the Google toolbox.
Totally the Swiss Army knife. I think my other two favorites are Flipgrid. Outside of Google would be Flipgrid, because I love that it gives students the opportunity to share what they know without having to write it down.
Yep.
It also shows me that with their ability to speak, their public speaking ability. So I use that as a practice for that. The other one would be Edpuzzle.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you send students a video to watch and they watch it, but they don't remember what they watched. Mm-hmm. Whereas this makes them stop and think about it. So, you can find your video on YouTube, stick it in Edpuzzles, put questions in, put it in Flipgrid, and you can stick that in a Google, the app smashing keeps going.
Absolutely.
Yes, Jamboard will work on a smart board, but you do need to kind of, I think it works best. You can project it onto the smart board. I haven't actually played with it on the smart board, so you might have to check on that part. No smart board in my classroom, unfortunately, but it should at least work if you're connecting it with a tablet or a computer. Then to the smart board, then you would definitely be able to portray it up on the screen. And I think I know which one. Smart boards that we have, one of those touch screen ones at a couple of those at our school in a couple of very specific classrooms. So Judith, we're going to have to play with that because that's gonna make things to a whole new level. And yes, somebody's saying yes, it's possible. It depends on the type of smart board. So, and if it's connected to the internet properly.
So do you have your list of people to give stuff away to?
I do. I have a list of people to give stuff away to. And so if you have popped in before I spin the wheel yet again, if you are here from Bermuda, just pop your name in the chat real quick and say, it's me from Bermuda. And so that I can get you added in before we move on. In case there's anybody else popped in yet. So, all right.
I think you got everybody.
I think I've got everybody. All right. So Judith wanted the blue, I believe, the blue water bottle.
Yep.
So we've got the red water bottle here. And let's see, this wheel is spinning. And Patrice, you are the winner of the red water bottle.
Woohoo!
All right, I've got Judith, I've got Kenilyn, I've got Nikisha, and Patrice was here, was in there. So Patrice, you're going to have to just drop me an email, and so I can make sure that I can get it to you, so I know which school you're at. I know where everybody else is at. And let's see, let's do another notebook. Let's do the other notebook. Again, just like that. Congrats, Patrice. And there we go. I need to put sticky notes on these things before I forget. Because I'll get up.
Just watch this back, Yeah,
I'll watch it back. I'll go through the screen. But just knowing me, it's just like, huh?
Right on.
All right. So let's. And we have Kenilyn. Kenilyn, did you win anything earlier? I don't think she did. Mm-hmm. All right. Sticky notes. Judith, I'll bring it on Monday. So Kenilyn, you have won a notebook. And you know what? I'm going to save those pens for another time. Mm-hmm. And what we'll do is the drawing for boot camp, or if you've done boot camp, it'll be some one-on-one. Oh, you won the first one. Okay, that's okay. Who hasn't won something yet? Somebody hasn't won something. There are 4 of you. And
Hmm.
We'll get something to the fourth person. Don't worry.
Was it Nikisha who hasn't won yet?
It might have been. It might have been Nikisha. So, but don't worry about it. We'll get 2 notebooks. You know what, Kenlyn? What we'll do is, if you would like, I'll give you. Yeah, Justin is eyeing those pens. Justin is one of my students. So yeah, I have. Okay, you can give it to Kanisha. So yeah, these were the pens that we have. The nice, the Google Colors. There we go, Google Colors. But what I will do is everybody's name is back in the blog. If you have done boot camp with me, then you'll get some one-on-one sessions, and we can direct it based on what you are needing some help with, what you're wanting to learn more about. And so we can do some one-on-one sessions instead. All right. All right, so there we go. Are we ready? You know what? I am going to put this one on the screen. Let's put this on the screen, okay?
Okay.
Oops, I've turned my camera off. Hit the wrong button because I'm tired.
Yeah.
But there we go. Share screen and Chrome tab. Wheel of names. Share. All righty then. So there we go. We have our wheel of names. So here we go.
Pretty.
And Kenalyn, looks like you are getting, I guess you're doing one-on-one because you were in my last boot camp.
Perfect.
So you or Miss Smith are getting some one-on-one sessions with me to work through whatever you need me to work through. In fact, I just did a workshop for our school just last week on how to use digital interactive notebooks and how to create them. So cool. I know they were all really excited about that. So Kenalyn, you are going to get to do that. All righty then. So share screen. I talk to myself. I'm bad about that. I talk to myself when I'm doing stuff. So there we go. And Kenalyn wins all the things. She's the extra lucky person tonight. And I know she's going to hit me up. I know she's going to hit me up. She's going to be very excited about doing that. And so, yes, you're going to need to start thinking about what you want me to work on with you. Okay. All right. And Patrice, I will definitely make sure I'm putting down Summersfield so I can drop this off to at the office at some point in the next week. And so that you get your water bottle. All righty then. So any more questions? Does anybody have anything that they're dying to know? You can ask me about Bermuda. You can ask me about the Google products. It's entirely up to you. We got through some of that stuff much faster than I expected.
Yeah,
it happens. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, put your questions in the chat.
I'd love to hear more about Bermuda. If you want to, anything else you want to share about it.
So Bermuda is the oldest British colony. It was claimed in 1609, not found. It was actually found by a Portuguese sailor called Juan de Bermudez, for whom we're named. It was its nickname is the Isle of the Devils, actually.
Oh.
And there's a few reasons behind that story. Not only, I mean, we have the Bermuda Triangle, which that actually came up long after, I think, the Bermuda, the Isle of the Devil stuff. So that was part of it. But you think about in those ancient times when they were sailing across the ocean, they had no idea what was underwater. So the concept of these sea monsters, could be swimming in this open area. But there's a story that they thought Bermuda, the sailors would be sailing past Bermuda and they'd see this beautiful, amazing island green, lush, beautiful place. And I am from Bermuda. I was actually born in New York City, but I've been in Bermuda since I was a tiny little girl. So they thought it was the gateway to hell. And part of the reason why was we have a tropical bird called the cahao, which actually they thought was extinct for many, many years until it was rediscovered. And there's now a huge breeding program for it. In the spring, you can watch the cahao cam and see the hatchlings and stuff. But their cry is kind of like a scream, sort of.
Oh,
so they would hear all these noises of the birds, and their imaginations went a little wild, and they kind of thought that that was the people screaming in hell. So they didn't want to go there, but of course people did crash land because we are in Hurricane Alley. In fact, this year we had back to back 1 week after the other. We had Hurricane, is it Pat? I can't even remember. Patrice?
There've been so many.
Then Hurricane Teddy, back to back. And then there were talks about some more, and we were just watching, so the whole Atlantic kind of lit up. So people crash landed. Bermuda also has the most gorgeous coral reefs and the most northern in the world. Normally you don't see them so far north, but because we have the warm water from the Gulf Stream carrying them right past Bermuda from the Caribbean up. Hurricane Teddy, thank you. I quickly put those hurricanes out of my mind. They kind of got in the way. So we have the warm waters from the Caribbean carrying them right up to Bermuda, and we have some of the most beautiful coral reefs. It is definitely the place if you're interested in snorkeling or scuba diving. Definitely hit me up. My son can set you up with some scuba diving, and we're notorious for we have the shipwreck, probably the shipwreck capital of the world.
Oh boy!
So lots of great shipwrecks for to see. Little plug in with Google Earth. If you go on Google Earth and you go to Street View, you can actually if you go to Bermuda and you get in close, you'll see the little dots in the water, and you can actually go underwater and see underwater Bermuda coral reefs in Google Earth.
Oh, cool!
A lot of people in Bermuda don't even know about that, but it really allows you're taking your students out to see where they can't go.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely a cool spot, and I think anybody who is here will tell you it's probably one of the best places to live.
Sounds like it.
Except when it's August and the humidity is 90%.
Oof.
Okay, not quite 90, but it certainly feels like it's 90. Our temperature usually ranges at the coldest, absolute coldest, mid-60s. Occasionally it dips below that. But the high temperature is technically usually only in the mid-80s to 90.
That's adorable. I'm here in Minnesota where 60 is like nice. So
yes, well, I lived in Michigan for a year, and and I lived in Chicago for a few months. So not pleasant. Yes, we have finally have Twitter. I just got it set up this week. It's at Bermuda GEG. Is our Twitter account. Yes, Judith, best place on earth. Best place to raise your kids. Best place to live. Just ridiculously expensive. So, yeah. I see Australia has amazing coral reefs. Yes. We were supposed to head out there this summer with our family to see my mom. And my son was highly disappointed he didn't get to dive the Great Barrier Reef this summer. All righty then. Well, we're quickly wrapping up. We're getting down to the time. We weren't sure exactly what time we were going to finish, but we're just about there. We're just about at that 8 o'clock. Yes, very high cost of milk. Half gallon of milk will run you about $6.
Well, I mean,
Half
probably
gallon.
hard to get there, no? So
everything has to be shipped in. So we're at the whim of the shippers and the price of oil and
yeah,
the Bermuda government and how much they want to charge us for tax. But it's still an awesome place to live. Thank you, Judith. I think I'm starting to find my groove online. My kids laugh at me. They're like, "You're too old for the internet."
Oh, that's not okay.
I have an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, and they're boys. So need I say more?
Yeah, that was enough.
I am so glad you've been enjoying it tonight. We'll definitely make sure that everybody gets their prizes. They'll be dropped off at their schools, or in Judith's case, hand delivered to her classroom.
And
I'll make sure Justin doesn't steal it.
I'm going to throw in a plug for GEG Global to go to that bit.ly/GEG Global Feedback. Just a reminder, let us know how we did, how we can make things better for everybody.
And those of you who are in here, if you're in Bermuda and you want to get involved with GEG Bermuda, you know where to find me.
Literally, you just said everything's pretty easy to get to. That's so cool. I love that all the teachers can get together. That's such a neat thing.
All right.
Any last words?
No. Just if you guys can just, if you would hit the bit.ly GEG Global Feedback, that would be great. So we can, we love our feedback. Teachers, they love their data.
Yes. Right. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great night.